Calisthenics exposed.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. We are back again, your boy Islam.
Awesome.
Y'all know what time it is. Behind the bars, man. Calisthenic exposed. So we're gonna be dealing with all of the issues in calisthenics, man. The beefs, the strifes. But then we're also gonna hit y'all with the solutions, and it's gonna be the same solution as always. Calisthenics is a business, so if you put your emotions to the side, then you can constantly grow the sport in which it's growing actually the business.
Right. So today we're gonna talk about how settling on the bars started, like what really kicked it off, and some of the first battles that actually happened.
Which what was the first battle?
Abu Asada, Mantime, Fitness, Wali, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, so that was within itself major beef, quote unquote calisthenic beef, and right now it's ongoing. Me as a Muslim, him as a Muslim, I don't have no animosity or no hatred towards him behind it. It is what it is. I mean, but he took it very, very personal. So we started selling on the bars January 2024.
January 2024.
So that was like the first battles. Now, battling in calisthenics is normal, but how it started was UFX.
Yeah, yep.
Now the UFL, UFX, whatever they changed their name to, they what is it? The Urban Fitness Extreme
or Urban Fitness League or UFL now, yeah.
Yeah, UFX, Urban Fitness Extreme. At the end of the day, I was refereeing for them. And I had to referee a final battle, and Mantime was in that battle.
On the opposite team.
On the opposite team that I was refereeing. And when I was refereeing, there was somebody that they claim was doing incorrect push-ups. It doesn't matter if they were doing the correct push-ups or the incorrect push-ups. The fact of the matter was, I was reffing them at the time.
Right.
So, it's my fault if I count them or if I don't. And I agree with that 100%. Now, Urban Fitness League later on had two refs, three refs, because sometimes you might be looking from an athlete from the side for a muscle up to see if he's kicking, but you don't see his left side. If you're looking from the right side, you won't see a real slight chicken wing. Just like with push-ups, if you're looking from the front, you won't see their hips dragging. So I guess their hips dragging, I made a bad call. I counted the reps, and Mantime Fitness flipped out. So this happened, I think, in New York.
It was Brooklyn. Yep.
Yeah,
in Brooklyn. December 2023.
Yeah. So I ended up going to the airport, and when I went to the airport, he called me, and me and him was on FaceTime talking, and bro, he called me out.
Talking crazy.
Mind you, this is my little bro, and I'm not saying that, but I'm 40. Mantime is like in his 20s, and when it comes to fitness and growing your platform, like I think I was the first biggest platform Mantime ever been on. Till this day, people was thinking that he was on the team, like he was Rip Right, came to the crib, just so much. Like this was my little bro. Like,
I mean, globally, like people ask us, yo, your teammate, yeah, just globally.
When he was going off at UFX, Doc was calling me like, yo, you're the bro from your team, and I'm like, who? He's like, the light-skinned dude from Maryland. I'm like, nah, that's my bro. That's the little bro. He not on the team though. Like he got his own thing going on, but we support him 100%. So at this time, he was kind of like growing more and more in the sport. I posted him multiple times. He'll tell you himself if he keep it 1,000 that me and Qasim like helped build the Mantime Fitness brand. Without a doubt, we had a lot to do with it. Well, alhamdulillah, right? Anyway, he going off on me. And I'm surprised because, bro, me and you never had an argument a day in my life. I don't talk to you a certain type of way. You don't talk to me. But he was furious about the loss. And I counted some reps that was bad. Okay, no problem. So he said, yeah, I'll battle you. And I was like, bro, I'll fry your boots. Like you don't want to battle. So he kept telling me, yo, put up 1,000. And I was like, bro, it's gambling. We can't gamble. And he kept saying, no, it's not gambling. So I came up with the idea, okay, let's see if we can get the supporters to actually support the battle. And I opened up a GoFundMe. And I said, I started selling on the bars, and I said, yo, boom, me and him had a talk. I said, yo, this is what we going to do. I'm going to get people to fund this battle. They're going to put up 1,000. It's not going to be gambling. The winner takes the pot. The supporters, everybody that want to spectate and watch the sport is going to give up the money. And he was like, cool, let's do it. So I was like, yo, we starting selling on the bars. This is going to be epic. And me and him kind of like had a plan to pop off the battle league, but it didn't come from him.
Yeah, but wait a minute. So not only did it not come from him, but actually, this is why we're going to speak with dates. So we're going to speak with facts. So that UFX, UFL, competition happened in Brooklyn in December. I think probably maybe October, November-ish time. Me and him at this time, me and him got like real close. We got real cool. We used to be chopping it up. I'm talking about 2 hours on FaceTime, kids in the background, daughter crawling over, and we just kicking it on the phone, talking about business and ideas and, how to grow the brand and do this and do that, and, filming and stuff like that, and telling them, yo, you should film videos like this. Yo, you should edit like this, like we kind of just building, right? So I'm giving them all the game, all the advice, anything that I've learned, just from doing it myself, anything I've learned from Islam, we just kicking it, you know what I mean? I'm just giving it to, no freaky. I'm just giving it to him. And he asked me, he was like, yo, bro, you think, I want to do some content with y'all. I had pulled up on y'all because he pulled up and purchased some ripsticks from us.
A 20 bundle.
Exactly. He worked out with us, got some content. He pulled up to our house, right? Pulled up to the HQ. And, this was like earlier in the year, maybe like February or something like that, 2023. So fast forward to the end of the year, he was like, yeah, bro, you think, you could talk to Iz, you think you could talk to Islam, yo, maybe we could do like a battle, but like, just on some, competition, but like, so we could build up, the following, catch a flow, on the gram or in YouTube, whatever, stir the pot, just like a friendly competition. And then I'm like, yeah, for sure. I'm like, yo, we could set that up, whatever. I talked to him, like, I know he gonna be down for it. Cool. Fast forward to, around the competition time, he was telling me like, yo, maybe we could do the battle at the HQ.
I don't think he came here 2023, was it? Oh, yeah,
it was 2023. I think it was 2023. Yeah, it was 2023. So he asked me, again, like about the, the battle and stuff like that. And he was like, yo, maybe February.
Because mind you, his first battle happened because of us.
Rip Right, Team Rip Right, Lincoln Terrace.
He traveled to NYC, and when he came through, my team, all of the Rips was outside battling.
Right.
I was battling TY. TY was battling Calvin. You remember?
Yeah.
Skilo didn't have nobody to battle, so Mantime pulled up like, yo, I'm in the city. Yo, we about to go do this. I'm with my wife, and we like, yo, say less. We like, yo, Skilo about to battle a real battle, and this is his routine.
Exactly.
Calvin is about to battle a real battle, and this is his routine. So we was training them for the routine. And it was on Bar Wars, I think. Shout out to Team Easy Money, both. And so we like, yo, Skilo ain't got nobody to battle. Yo, battle him. And that was Mantime's Fitness first battle. What was that, 2021?
Something like that, yeah.
Bro, 2021, we put him in his first battle with Skilo, and obviously Skilo won. At that time, Mantime wasn't that much advanced. He was doing a lot of weights in the gym, and he didn't know really about endurance calisthenics, or like he wasn't getting really into endurance calisthenics. And he mentioned, on site. We did that. So right, when he went to Philly later on talking about an on-site battle, that wasn't nothing new or something that he came up with. No, we had you do that already. What else you got to say? Matter of fact, what he said to you about the content you had did for him and what you've been doing for him once you did it.
Yeah, so keeping it 1,000, he said to me on numerous occasions, bro, you helped my content tremendously. All my biggest videos, at least at that time, he like, all my biggest videos, bro, you recorded them, bro.
I don't know.
You helped me, bro. Yo, you just,
Mel was in there screaming, Mantime.
Yeah, that was me.
Mantime.
That was me. All of them videos. That was
from the battle in Philly. That part that they was having those battles
at. But even before that, I was doing that.
Yeah, but them battles in that park, who you think was the first to go to South Philly in shape
Oh yeah,
out there.
we did that. We did that, and we did a boot camp maybe 2 years before Mantime ever been there.
Yeah, 2020, I think, or 2021 with Amir. We went out there, but many different occasions. Then we shot out there for J Rock from the back block. We brought our young boys out there for his competition. So it was many times, you know, B1 Russ, before he blew up, he actually used my audio and
Exactly.
he went crazy. And that's the first time, like, me and him kind of like met in person.
Exactly. So, around that time of the competition, you know, he was like, yeah, you know, this was before though, like maybe like a month before, he asked about it again, you know, about the battle, you know, about what the date's looking like. And I'm like, he like, yo, I think I could pull back up like February, right? So this maybe not November 2023 going into, you know, February 2024, but the UFL competition ain't happened yet. So I'm like, yeah, all right, that sounds cool, you know. It's still it's Florida, so it's always gonna be warm outside. You know,
Yeah,
we got
for
the
sure.
HQ. You know, and then he was like, yeah, you know, he was like, but I was thinking, yo, maybe we do a battle instead, like, you know, and we get like a big, you know, crowd, you know, and it'd be better for the content. I'm like, yeah, I'm like,
It's gonna be hard.
but I'm like, it's
No
gonna be
freaking.
tough because you know what I mean.
Unless we do it in New York. Me
So
and
that's
him-
what I said. That's what we end up talking about. He's like, yo, he's like, I know if y'all come out here, he was like, we could get a crowd, but it's not gonna be. I'm like, bro, the only way for sure we gonna be able to bring the crowd is New York. No, ain't nobody gonna pop out like a New York battle. So I'm like, yo, maybe, you know, New York. He's like, you know,
But
I'm gonna
that
see
never
what I
happened.
can.
But
That's what he said. I could see what I can do, you know, if I could come to Florida or if it makes sense to go to New York. I'm like, all right, cool. Fast forward, the battle never happens.
The UFX happened.
The UFX happens.
And then
he started talking crazy.
and-
But he started talking crazy the night of the battle.
Yeah.
Because I heard that, you know, something happened before I even talked to you.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to the airport.
No. Before that, I'm talking about the night when y'all was in the battle. Remember, because I was there, but I had to leave. Situation.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, we on the phone now in the airport. That's the same night.
No, I picked you up. Remember, or you came back to the house. I mean,
Well, either
whatever.
way, he started going.
That same night, regardless of how it happened, it was that same
He started
night.
going crazy off in the airport. So
Right.
Once I set up the whole battle situation and then I got the GoFundMe, we set the first battle up. Me and Mantime then had conversations about face-offs, and because I was doing all of the versus content from before.
Right.
And then he started to do the versus content. So that's all cool. So when we had our first battle, obviously we drove 14 hours to Maryland. So when we got to Maryland, I was dead dog sick. I felt ill. Like,
I mean, like even leading up to that, he was like sick, like the whole time, sleep in the car.
But it was cool.
Everything.
I got there because we had a purpose. I'm like, yo, Mantime, once we have this battle, because that all died down about how he felt about the UFX. Now it's like, yo, this is my man, we cool. We're going to do this battle, we're going to blow it up, and this is how we're going to start.
Everything was cool.
To sell it on the bars.
We got there, everything was cool. We chopped it up, everything was good.
I was done. I couldn't get out the bed. My man brought me all kind of stuff, CMOS, this, that, and the third, all kind of tea, elderberry, boom, 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 boom. I finally get up, I get out. So I'm like, yo, we can't do nothing. People already paid for their tickets to come into the event.
We're not gonna cancel, you know what I mean?
So I'm like, yo, we're gonna do it for the culture.
Show must go on.
So when I got there, obviously it was his routine. I added a little bit in the beginning. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to finish that. I died on the routine. I couldn't complete the routine. He won, right? I quit, cool. He did some stuff where he sat on the bar and there was no way for him to actually get the muscle up if he didn't sit on the bar. Anyway, I wouldn't have been able to complete the routine whether he followed the rules or not. So when I made a video about it, he kind of felt some type of way. So I'm like, yo, bro. He started going on the internet like he trashed me. Started making these videos.
Okay, but timeline. When did the video drop?
The next day or something like that.
Okay, I think it was the same day. But okay, yeah, same day because we met him at the gym in the morning.
Yeah.
The next morning before we left.
So once he started going crazy, I said, yo, you wanna do a rematch? I like, yo, bro, I was dead dog sick. And once he really understood that, he was like, yo, I'm like, bro, there's no way I can't muscle up. You know what's my situation. So anyway, we rematch it. When we rematch it, I absolutely destroy him. I beat him by like over 12 minutes. He couldn't finish the routine. And in order for him to finish the routine, the ref had to lower the standards. So I ate chips. I did all of that. And I made some videos, one video about it. And it went absolutely viral. He could not stand that. But however, he was making videos going off about him actually winning against me. So I thought it was all love and fear, but
He started to get disrespectful.
yeah, and he started to get really disrespectful. He started talking about how he came through with Bam Bam and Broly, and they was talking about my wife, and he was on the front line. A bunch of things that were true, but a lot of lies mixed into it, unfortunately. And he started to paint a picture that wasn't really there. So because I whooped him out and I made that little video, just it's a video for the trilogy. We getting the fans to kind of like get it going.
The same way the hype was built from the first one.
Exactly. And mind you, at this time, I already got the school app. So how we were doing it was not just tickets. We wasn't saying, pay for your tickets at the door. We did both. So if you join the school app, you automatically come into the event for free because you was on a subscription.
Exactly.
And then you also could get the video on live. But then if you came to the gym and you didn't have any money, you wasn't subscribed to the school app, then obviously you would have to pay at the door. So all of that happened. He subscribed to the school app. All of the athletes were subscribing. All of the spectators were subscribing. So a lot of people are saying now, like, yo, you wasn't doing, bro, we was doing this from 2024. Like, Mantime didn't start that. Mantime did not start that. He got the model from us, but we're not tripping, bro. We just happy that he did what he did and he whatever improved.
That's what it's about. Other people starting and doing the same thing.
So at the end of the day, we wanted to do the trilogy. I'm like, yo, let's do it. Because of how bad I beat him, he realized like I'm never gonna beat this dude in a calisthenic battle. But he always added weights. So the first battle he added weights. The second battle he added weights, and now it's the third battle. But the third battle he's trying to add 100-pound
goblet squat.
And I'm like, bro, that's more than half my body weight. Maybe if you said half my body weight on a goblet squat and then half your body weight, and then he wanted the routine to be like a 5-minute routine. So he wanted like 20 muscle ups into
10
muscle ups,
it was like
into
100
30
reps
pull-ups.
Or something like that.
It was a short routine, but the thing is the goblet squats was 30 reps, and I'm like, you know how long it's gonna take me to do 30 reps with a 100-pound goblet squat. And it's not the fact that the goblet squat is gonna affect my legs, like I'm not gonna be able to do it. It's actually your arms.
Yeah, holding the weight.
Holding up the weight. So he knows that. So I'm like, I'm not agreeing to a 100-pound goblet squat. I said we could go lesser on the weight, or because we did weighted in the first one and it was your routine, and we did weighted in the second one and it was your routine. On the third one, let's do my routine then. You lost, and you lost bad. And then he opted out. He started telling me about other guys telling him, don't do a regular calisthenic battle with him. He weighs less than you. And my thing was, if I weigh less than you, stop calling me out.
Yeah, it's you calling calisthenic dudes out to do weights.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, I did weights twice, rocking with him, and I would have absolutely killed him on the first one if I wasn't sick. And when I say sick, bro, it wasn't a regular, bro. I don't even know how I got past what I got past in that routine. So that's how our situation started off of a calisthenic battle. And I'm going to tell y'all one thing. I apologized to him several times. Text messages, call, don't pick up. It was certain situations that we had, bro, that I try to reconcile to be the adult, the elder, 40. He's 20-something. And it was like,
continued disrespect and no, like, yo,
blatant disregard.
I don't want to deal with you, and that's cool, but at the same time, you portraying something different on the internet. And that's kind of my thing, because I've told him many times, bro, don't entertain, don't make no video, don't talk, don't mention nothing.
I went a whole year without replying.
And that was fair, but he kept making those videos. So eventually it was like, yo, you know what? We can't just let this narrative run, because if you don't tell a story.
His following started to build, because once he had the video with Akeem Supreme, when I posted it, Akeem went up 30,000 followers. He went up over 30,000 followers too. He won't say that, but I'm telling you, this is what happened. That joint went absolutely viral. I'm not saying Akeem wasn't known before that, and I'm not saying Mantime Fitness wasn't known before that, but that video happened and they became the talk of the internet. I'm going to tell you that without a doubt. And Akeem didn't just go up on Instagram. He also went up on YouTube, because when I posted it, I tagged his YouTube. And guys, from then, it's been the same narrative until I started to explain my side.
Exactly.
So a lot of people was like, yo, but he was there on the front line to deal with the Broly and the Bam Bam situation. I would get into that, but we're going to have a whole podcast.
Yeah, a whole separate video.
And Broly, and I'm going to tell you
that
that what Mantime did was fraudulent. I'm going to tell you what happened. In totality, we was in Maryland.
January 2023.
We chilling. We deep. It's like 10 of us, 12 of us, all of the bros. We in the gym working out. Bam, Mantime come running upstairs like, yo, Bam Bam's here, Bam Bam's here. Let's do some content. I was like, I don't really mess with Bam Bam. And he like, why? What happened? I explained. Bam Bam and Broly went on live, called me a rapo, Rip Cosby, making all kind of jokes, talked about my wife at the time, and they were very disrespectful. Mantime started to go crazy. I had to tell him, chill, bro. He like, yo, what? I'm like, I dealt with it. And he like, what you mean? I'm like, I dealt with it in a manner that I don't agree with, but I dealt with it with aggression.
Right.
And they didn't want to take it there, right? And alhamdulillah, this is the thing. Like, you start to make a certain amount of money, bro, you can't have that kind of energy around you, right? And at the time, I was getting hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I almost crashed and burned because of what some dude said on the internet. When I seen Bam Bam and Broly, it almost like went to, and they didn't want it to go there.
And this was like maybe a couple of months or something like that before that.
I told him I addressed it face to face with these dudes.
It's done.
And it's over. He wouldn't let it go.
Yeah.
He decided, nah, I'm going downstairs. So I went downstairs with him. When I went downstairs, he ran up on Sweat Check and Bam Bam and was like, yo, this, that, and the third, you disrespected my man and his wife. And I'm like,
yeah, bro.
I just stood there because I don't want him to crash out, because I know this dude, Bam Bam, ain't trying to crash out, because I almost crashed out and they wasn't with it. So lo and behold, he goes outside. He tells them to come outside. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Bam Bam.
Over something they said about me on the internet. I almost crashed out, and then he was acting like he went to crash out, but I wasn't going to let him crash out. So that happened. So when me and his issue happened, he started to go to the internet and make it seem like I never addressed it. I'm a coward. No, bro. I told you I addressed the issue. They don't want that type of smoke. Leave them guys alone. They're going to go to the police. Bottom line, we're not in the streets no more. I had to snap back into reality. I'm Muslim. What are you doing? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Just leave it be.
Exactly.
And that's what I did. I left it be, but he wouldn't leave it alone. But the fact that he went to the internet and didn't tell y'all that I addressed the situation, but he's acting like he was on the front line for me, is kind of like, it's like lies in between the truth. So that was another narrative that he portrayed, as if they said some things and I was just like, no, just leave it alone. And not only that, when we were leaving the gym, lo and behold, Bam Bam already called his peoples. So when we're leaving the gym, I got 20/20, bro.
On point.
I've been to prison. I've been in the streets. I see a dude with dark shades on and a hoodie. So
in the gym,
the other bros left already. Now it's me, him, and Mantime. So as we walk in, we pass Bam Bam, and we go down the steps. But I see dude. So I'm walking down the stairs, but I'm still in my peripheral. Like, let me see if this dude move, because he looked like the shooter. Boom. Lo and behold, he start getting up. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I see what this is about to be.
Exactly.
We start going down the steps as we open the gym door. And as soon as we get outside, I'm still looking. But dude don't see, or I don't think he noticed. He come out the door, so I tell them. I say, yo, bro, sun coming in hot. No free. Right. Like, we got somebody on us. He rolling with Bam Bam. He might be strapped. Let's play it like this. Is we go into the parking lot. He goes this way to get into his van or whatever. So Mantime, like, I'm like, don't turn around, bro. Chill. Like, he on us though. So when we get to the car, I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, so he like, yo, we strapped.
Yeah.
He panicking, bro.
He like, yo, they crash outs out here.
They
I'm
crash
telling
out,
you, it's
crash
different.
out. I'm like, let's see what's up because that's the type of time I'm on. So I'm like, all right, let's get in the whip, and if we do, we gonna run him over. Let's run him over.
The ripstick is a powerful little tool that fits right in your pocket. You can use it anywhere, home, gym, or even on the go. It's designed to target your smaller, stabilizing muscles that calisthenics and weightlifting usually miss. Great for shoulder rehab, injury prevention, and full upper body activation. It's super convenient, affordable, and also hits your abs hard. Whether you're a beginner or advanced, the ripstick takes your training to the next level.
Like, you gotta understand now is protection.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So he opens up the back of his van door. He got like a dollar van, like if you know in New York, 16 passenger or whatever.
Old school joint.
Old school. He opened up the back of the van and he sits in it like this. And he's just watching us. He's a couple like
2 rows behind.
We're in the parking lot. So we watching and he like, nah, cause I'm like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Bro, I did over 10 years in prison. I could fight. Like, but he might have a strap. How we gonna play it? Son was scared. And rightfully so. You know the dudes in your town, they gonna crash out. And I'm not saying it's smart for us to go run up on them, but I'm just trying to see what's the play.
Yeah, just be on point.
Yeah, so we get in the whip. I'm like, yo, I don't know how he look. He got on these dark glasses and he got on this hoodie. I want to see him, drive up on him. All right, let's go over here. Let's get his license plates because now these dudes know who we are.
Right, and we don't know who he is because he got his face covered.
Because he was ready to...
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Bro, he was ready to drive off and dip and just... So we drove around. I'm like, yo, drive around. So he locks up his van door. We take a picture of his license plate.
All that.
We driving.
And he stopped.
And now we get like to the front of the LA Fitness and he's walking. Bro, this is calisthenics to let y'all know how a dude could just lose his life. This is why you got to be thinking.
Now, matter of fact, it was Gold's Gym.
Gold's Gym.
Yeah,
and
Gold's
at
Gym.
this time, I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why you see these rappers, these millionaires, these people, bro, easily 25 years in prison. And I'm telling you this story not to glorify, but listen, he could have easily pulled out, killed us, all because they said something about me on the internet. I checked it like an idiot.
And it was addressed, and it was left alone, though.
It was done, and then now we're in the gym, and this dude...
In a whole nother state.
This dude want to act like he want to be a crash out. I stop it, and then he goes to the internet acting like he saved my life when the whole time you didn't tell him that Bam Bam or XYZ.
And all he kept saying, too, what Bam Bam kept saying is, what you doing here? What you doing here? What y'all doing here? Why you here? What you mean why we here? We in the gym working out, dude.
Yo, bro. So at the end of the day, bro, it's neither here nor there. So I'm just saying this. I'm not saying son was strapped. I'm not saying XYZ, but I'm just saying what if. Right? What if? Right?
Yeah, it would have been stupid.
It would have been a waste of time. And that's why I'm kind of like getting into this calisthenic exposed and telling y'all stories because, bro, a lot of y'all I was still about to say the NIGA.
Yeah,
Yo, bro, a lot of y'all Negroes is going to fall into some drama. And I'm telling you, once you get that time, you're not going to be able to give it back. Or once a dude take your life, you're not going to be able to give it back. Right now, if I see Bam Bam, you think I got an issue? No, I've seen him after that. I seen Broly after that.
It is what it is,
bro. Y'all don't like me. I don't like y'all. But if y'all did throw in a calisthenic event, would I show up?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if y'all was giving away money, would I battle and try to win the bread?
Yeah.
I'm all about pushing the sport. So as you start to get older, you start to realize that all of this foolishness that's going on
is a waste of time.
Is irrelevant. So anyway, after that was over, me and all of that situation happened. That was how he was able to kind of like use the fact that he stood up for me. a lonely sheep that wouldn't stand up for himself and
Which
his
is false.
wife, right?
Which is
So
false.
I had to tell that story, right? And it's not to say, yo, why y'all talking? Nah, I'm just giving you the real spill. So me and him haven't been eye to eye since. So recently what happened was Sell It on the Bars went a whole year. We were trying to grow the sport as much as possible, but unfortunately, people were not supporting. You had the regulars, the rip right supporters. They was coming through. They was buying their tickets. They was paying to get in the gym. They was buying their tickets on. I mean, they was buying a subscription on the school app. But we was giving away over $3,000 a month. Flew Khalid out to Dubai. Had another battle in Egypt. So we were pushing the sport. We had over 14 battles, and then
In 1 year.
So by January we was like, yo, we can't do it right now. We had so much things going on, and everybody was looking for us to do it. We was like, the budget right now is gonna be tight. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give it a couple months and then bring it back out, build up some capital, and then rebrand Abu Asada. And I would say this, the face-offs and stuff like that, me and him had a whole talk about the face-offs way back.
And some of them first original videos that you seen him post that went viral on his Instagram, I recorded those.
Bro, and it just is what it is. So for Abu Asada to be doing the face-off and stuff, if you see in our first battle we was doing face-off, it's definitely something that he pushed and tried to make it seem like a UFX or UFL, UFC, stuff
UFC,
like
yeah.
this, or a boxing match. So having the face-offs and certain things he brought to the culture, and then like the weights, heavy weights, and trying to rep with the calisthenics is something that he did, which is good, but I don't necessarily agree with it because it slows down your reps, and a lot of the form is horrible. And even with the battles that we had, a lot of the forms is horrible. That's why we doing make calisthenics clean again. But he got with extra money. He got with Healthy as Handsome. They threw a New York versus DMV. And I would like to say the first person to ever post
Go check the dates.
NYC versus DMV was me. I'm not taking credit for what he did after, but I'm just telling you, when him and Akeem Supreme had that battle, that was literally NYC versus DMV.
Okay, so what about this narrative and saying, nah, but that was, I set up that battle. That was our battle, and it went viral because me and because I brought the attention and the views.
Akeem Supreme?
Yeah.
See how we jump in from go to go? All right, I'll tell you this. There was a battle on UFX. I said to Doc, I had wanted Doc at this time to be on Sell It on the Bars, but he couldn't because of UFX and all of that. So UFX was having a battle on Saturday. So I said, okay, we're going to have the battles on Sunday.
Because we was going to these different
events.
UFX competitions all the times anyway.
Every single
one.
Every single UFX competition. So I was like, all right, there's some athletes that's battling on UFX that also wants to battle on Sell It on the Bars. So if UFX makes it mainstream, I said Sell It on the Bars could be underground. We could be Smack DVD. Bro, this is something that's been said multiple times. So anyway, lo and behold, Mantime started arguing with Akeem Supreme. They said they're gonna set up a battle. Akeem Supreme like, I don't wanna, it's my birthday on Sunday. I go to that park on Saturday. Akeem Supreme pull up. Me and him get a workout in, me, him, his team, and whoever.
It was great.
It was great. So the next day, I see Akeem Supreme in the park.
I'm like, what he doing here?
It's Sell It on the Bars.
He said he ain't showing up. He said it's his birthday. He going to celebrate. He ain't showing up.
We got our battle at 1 p.m. Khalid from the DMV versus Styles.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, this battle was whoever wins the trip to Dubai.
Exactly.
And then in Dubai, they'll battle again, the athletes in Dubai. So when I see Akeem Supreme there, I think it's like 11, 12 o'clock. Early. So Akeem Supreme said, yo, I'm out here. He had his man Buggy. First time I met Buggy. Buggy showed me mad love. Yo, Buggy, what's good?
Buggy.
Yo, damn, yo, I've been following you. I'm like,
supporting.
yo, bro, I ain't know. Yo, salute. Me and Buggy, boom, Buggy savage. So Buggy in there doing 100,000 push-ups, mad muscle-ups. I'm like, he's supposed to be battling Black Superman today? Like, tell him chill, Akeem. He like, nah, let him rock out. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, Buggy was on go.
So me and Akeem chopping it up. He like, yeah, I'm waiting for Mantime. He gonna pull up. Da 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 da. We gonna battle. So I'm thinking,
when y'all gonna battle? We about to throw an event.
yeah, we got Sell It on the Bars at 1 p.m. So, and in my head, I'm like, why would Mantime choose this park?
At this time in New York City, there's a park. There's 1,000 parks in New York City. Literally.
Park every 200 meters, right? Like they say in Dubai, there's a mosque every 200 meters. So the thing was, it was clear. Abu Asada Mantime already premeditatedly said, in order to get the maximum amount of people, we're gonna throw the event at the same time as Sell It on the Bars. But
mind you, they showed up after even 1 o'clock.
Yeah, but the thing is, their battle was supposed to be at 12, but black people was ever on time? No. So you
showed
know
up to 1:30 in the middle of our competition.
So we hold off our competition, but guess what happens? The crowd is out. They're outside. Who they came out to watch?
Settle on the Bars.
So now I'm like, okay, it's time for us to get this content. So Akeem going off, talking crazy. Mantime is going off, talking crazy. I'll video it. Mantime drop his stuff. They start headbutting. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. I love it. I love it. You like it? I'm like, ooh, this is good.
Big camera.
It pops off.
But wait, but don't forget the fact that, because we're gonna talk about him being mad about the thumbnail, but actually I was the one recording, and he actually was trying to separate them and stop them from headbutting. Like, yo, y'all doing too much. Like, what y'all doing up here?
Mantime got his free push off on me. Get off me. I'm like, okay, cool. Yo, they headbutting, and Akeem go like to mush him or whatever. He miss him a little bit, but touch him. Then he push Akeem. They in there on the foolery. So I'm like, so Akeem like 50 muscle ups now. Yeah. We love it. So boom, they getting that. They start working. So I'm like, is there anyone else? Yeah. I'm like, who else? Who else is next? He got a line of dudes he brought up with from the DMV. So they like germ. I'm like, yo, y'all said
pop out
with your lockout or get clocked out. Y'all said cook them. Then they like, I'm like, Buggy, because Buggy wanted to battle Black Superman.
And Black Superman wasn't there.
Exactly. So then it just got crazy. So we went 3-0, basically.
Yeah, his man quit on Buggy. Buggy did them 50 muscle-ups before his man got there.
So I think Buggy battled right after Akeem, maybe.
And then I think Yashir might have been.
Yeah, then we called. And then we was like, yo, who else?
And then Black Superman showed up.
Gospel Fit was there. He didn't jump out the window. Shout out to him. He held us down. He helped us. He was doing a count. You had my next man, what's his name? Juju was there. He didn't jump out the window. We had plenty of people to battle them, but they didn't jump out the window. So, you know what I mean? And that was NYC, Brooklyn, bro. Nobody was injured. It was no beef. Nobody was wilding. He was in the park wilding, but you know, nobody finna have nothing happen to nobody. I'm on timing. So boom. Anyway, they leave. We have the battle with Khalid. And then after that, everything happened, transpired, they leave. Later on that day, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., I remember because I went to the Hadith Disciple class.
Right.
I remember I uploaded it like 6 p.m., bro. It went absolutely
dumb.
Viral. I collabed with Akeem Supreme, and boom, that was it. Akeem took off. If you think I'm lying, ask him. If you think I am lying, ask him. He's not the first athlete, calisthenic practitioner, or somebody to come through the platform and not get benefit and results, bro. That's what we've been doing for 6 years. Majority of the OGs right now, Matrix will tell you, he's like, he had to tell even people like Hannibal, he's like, who you know right now in the game mentioning any OGs? From the new school.
Exactly. None. Silence. Nobody.
Whoever did a Legends video. Who's
Nobody.
been bringing up the legends consistently for the last 6 years, bar history? Then come out, who's your legends? Then come out again, who's your... Nobody, bro.
Talking about the teams and all of that. These teams are not even mentioned anymore. So even the people who was around back then, that's still around, they don't even mention the team thing no more. It's just like irrelevant.
And this is what I be talking about. Ed Bar Stars, Hannibal for King, Beast, you know, JR, Jude. Bro, nobody's mentioning them, bro. Nobody.
It's just a fact. It is what it is.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So Matrix had to tell one of the bros, like, yo, if it wasn't for Team Rip Right, bro, they would have forgot us. Like, he's the only one that's keeping the name alive when it comes to the legends. But I'm not trying to praise me or the team for that. Nah, but I'm just talking about reality. And then I try to put people on my platform in order for them to grow. But people turn around and, like, try to spit on the brand or act like, you know, we don't like this person. Or
The reality is, too, there was no quote-unquote active or new teams that you could quote-unquote join in New York or anywhere for that matter, like outside of Team Rip Right. And then it was like, oh, snap, like, oh, team? Then you have this person trying to do a team.
Team Gains, Team Empire. You know what I'm saying? Now you got Body Frequency. You got Sharks and all.
Yeah, nobody had no team. You know what I mean? Like, it was no team.
And bro, and this is the thing, like, we are not praising anything, bro. I was just doing and rocking with people that I thought was dope, man. Yo, this dude is dope. This dude is dope. The calisthenics community is dope. You know, whether they like me or not, we was just trying to push the culture. But after that dream went absolutely viral, it only enabled Mantime to become more like aggressive.
And then eventually he ended up starting his own thing, which was fine. But wait, before we get to him starting his own thing, I want to address the thumbnail, but I also want to address this because a lot of people view me as maybe some kind of villain because of my commentary on the video.
Oh, man.
And it's become like I'm just infamous for being known for this particular video along with some other videos because I was talking quote unquote crazy in the video. Now, just like when you see me talk or hear me talk behind the camera on any other video, whether it just being a hype man, yeah, let's go, or when I did it for him as well, Mantime, all of that, that's always been me. I'm recording the videos, I'm trying to make the best video possible, I'm trying to make this video go viral, I'm trying to be a hype man, I'm trying to push, you know what I mean, push the athlete, I'm trying to push the community, push the person. And it's something that he supported a lot. Like, you know what I mean? I give him his props for that.
That's not what the point you're trying to get
No,
to.
but I'm mentioning that to say that him as well, when he mentions now, because, you know, he was going against another Muslim and going against this and that. Now, we had our own issues that happened on the spot in the moment, right? That same day. So, of course, now, you a Muslim, I'm a Muslim, but right now, you going against New York, right? So I'm repping with New York. So that was my you know, my angle in that instance, as well as the fact that we had our own, you know, kind of like, you know, little rift that same day. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm rocking with him, you know, in the sense that, you know, he's from New York. He's representing New York. Same way, Yasir, etc. Yo, I'm repping New York, right? Get them out of here. They talking about coming to, you know, New York or whatever it is and battling New York dudes. I'm going with New York all the way. Just like when we was in Jersey, New York all the way, right? Even if you're not on my team, you from New York. So that's why I said and the things that I said or whatever, you know, I'm hyping it up or whatever, talking in the videos. And I really don't care if some people like it or not, regardless of the fact is that most people, at least in the moment, like if I'm doing that for you, usually people be like, yeah, bro, give me that energy, bro, hype me up. You know what I mean? Same Akeem Supreme, fight, let's go, let's work.
But
all of that is energy.
I would think more so at the end of the day, if we were
like, I never was disrespectful.
If me and Mantime was the same as before him battling Akeem Supreme, more than likely we would have been going for Mantime, even though he's from the DMV.
Nah, I probably would have, if I'm being honest.
But I think the issue at hand then and there was his attitude that y'all did not see off the camera is what really sparked it. So if you seen how he was talking to him, if you seen how he was talking to me, then you will understand why his aggression and his commentary was the way it was. So you know what I mean, it's almost like you can't fight fire with fire. You know what I'm saying? But usually if you get loud, then another person is gonna get loud. If you talk about my moms, more than likely I'm gonna talk about your moms. So he was going off about mad stuff even before the battle. And they was arguing. Me and him was arguing, right? And so obviously, now we not going with you, we going with Akeem. So because of the disrespect that was happening off camera, you seen the commentary was kind of like towards him. And we're not saying it's a good
And
thing.
then you only see one side because
Yeah,
as soon as I
so-
turn the camera on
I'm
now,
not saying it's a good thing or us as Muslims should act like that. I'm just putting out the reality of what's been going on. But even after that, I still didn't have no ill feelings towards Mantime, even till now. And I'll tell you why. Because it's all business for me. And I'm always willing to work with you and get money, whether I like you or if I don't like you.
nobody died. It's not that serious in that sense.
But you're a Muslim. So yeah, so so after all of that and they went viral, the thumbnail happened. I think the next day that full YouTube video went viral. He became livid over the thumbnail. Yo, the thumbnail portrays me to be a sucker, and I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I think the thumbnail just is good clickbait.
Right. He like, yo, if that was Carson or if that was Josh or whatever, you wouldn't have
And I'm
posted
like,
it.
if that was my mother, I would have posted it, and I would have probably made the thumbnail even more severe. And and it's not a shot at my mom, but it's like, mom, like we put up videos in order to get views, to get attention, in order to sell whatever you sell in your product to make money. Everybody has the same goal.
It's not clickbait, meaning it wasn't fabricated or made up. This
Yeah.
is something that actually happened.
Yeah, so the thumbnail actually came from the video, and that's what it was. And he used the thumbnail after that and got views.
And used it for promo for what he eventually, started Warfare on the Bars. And he used that thumbnail in the very beginning to promote his, now new league or competition or whatever.
And then obviously when we took a hiatus, right, or whatever they want to call it, from Sell It on the Bars to try to regroup and gain capital, he started obviously Warfare on the Bars again, then actually went to In the Pit, but they threw an event and had a successful event, quote unquote, right? Because they said it was like over 200 people there with them and the Sharks and Orchids. Once again, he had to use people from NYC. Now, they went out there, they had a big event. So, lo and behold, I'm like, yeah, we've been waiting to get back. We're trying to get this capital up. We threw an event with Snoop. Another success. I think we made over $5,000. We split it. It was cool. I didn't make no money off of it. I paid the rips. I paid for the venue. Bro, I actually went in the hole because of the event. But we still made over $5,000, and Snoop kind of came off, and he did whatever he did with his money. But anyway, then they had their second event, which was also another successful event, quote unquote, NYC versus DNV once again. And then it was shots going back and forth. And I'm like, yo, bro, let's just battle. So I come to find out he wanted to do a battle with Snoop. So Snoop like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, yo, Snoop, tell him Team Sparta and Team Rip Right, NYC, and then we'll do versus DNV. And he said, nah, I never get no money with him. I won't do this. I won't get XRC. And I'm like, Snoop, why is he acting
like this is something that it's not?
Bro, it's the thumbnail. And I'm like, bro, the thumbnail, bro, is something bigger than that. And I'm going to tell you why it's something bigger than that. And this is another situation with his right-hand man called Grit Season. I'm talking about this is his Ace Boone Coon. I go to Miami for an event. I see Grit Season there. I'm like, yo, what's good, bro? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, you with Mantime, but it's if I see Juju, if I see Gospel Fit, if I see, what's my boy name, Chaos, I'm going to try to give him dap. If they don't give me dap, khalas, bro, it's no issue. I gave the brother dap, and then he called Mantime like, yo, guess who I see now? He like, who? He like, yo, the bro is, yeah, from Team Rip Right. He like, yo, what happened? He's like, yeah, he tried to give me dap and all that. So Mantime like, so what you did? He like, I gave him a dap.
He like, you shook his hand?
He was livid. They started arguing right there in Miami Beach. Right there in Miami Beach. Over that, Mantime took him out the group, or he left the group, left him, and they became arch nemesis right there on the spot because a Muslim seen another Muslim and shook his hand. Mantime, I don't have no issue with you, bro. I didn't slap your wife. I didn't slap your kids. I didn't put my hands on you. I didn't, bro. We're battling in calisthenics, and that's why I just feel like it's something more than that thumbnail. It's something more because this is like an ongoing thing, and I'm gonna tell you what happened. So obviously, Mantime is having his events. People think they're doing the utmost and they don't need nobody. But I'm like, pay attention, Mantime. You're still using New York, and eventually these dudes is gonna realize that they don't need you and they can throw their own events. Like this is how it goes. So anyway, we pop off an event, then we pop off another event. And then we started to do the 10K 8 city tour.
Exactly.
And now we headed to Maryland.
That's 2025 now.
We headed to Maryland for the 10K 8 city tour. So guess where we got to go? We got to go to Baltimore or Maryland just in general. So I'm like, yo, you know what? When we go down there, we're going to go to Mantime's Park. And hopefully he pop up and we get some on-site battles. We're going to have our event, Calas. He decides to throw an event on the same exact day as me.
In the same park.
Right? And it wasn't known that my event was going to be at that park.
Yeah, but that's the park. That's the main park there. So it's, you know what I mean? It's like kind of like Lincoln Terrace or Wingate, even though, we got two parks, but still it's the main park,
So so we had a plan like, yo, we just put Baltimore as the main city, but we wasn't going to go to Baltimore. We was going to that park. So on his ticket, he got mad different athletes. 2 of those athletes is supposed to battle on
Settle on the bars.
So I'm like, oh, this is even perfect.
For the 8 city.
We're going to make sure these athletes get both battles in, this, that, and the third. He started to make videos. Yo, I got a cease and desist. I can't go to that park. And then he switched it like 2-3 days prior from the park into a gym. So I'm like, what park they going to next? All right, we're going to move ours to that same park and come over there. Found out it's a gym. He turned it into a paid event 3 days before. I'm not about to bring 40, 50 people that think they come into a Rip Right event that's free and now they got to pay for it. So I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not coming there. Now he want to do business with me. Now he's making videos. Yes, let's do business. Come to my event. And then you can have your sell it on the bars there.
Yeah, I'm going to unblock you and...
You're going to have $50 for each athlete. I'm like, we not paying you no money. We going to a park. We going to that same park. They sent me a cease and desist somehow. Next. So I'm like, all right, we going to switch our park. And he keep his event at that spot. And then I keep my event at that spot. And then obviously, as you know, Mr. Watch Me Work was supposed to work out and do his event. But for some reason, he came to my event. We had the battle. Super success. And it was up from there, but it showed you that right at the end, he wanted to do business with me. Right. And like if I tried to call him now or text him now, it's the same thing. Yo, he'll text me back. Yo, that thumbnail. And it's like, yo, bro, I apologize to you just now. Nah, that's not enough. Allah's going to give you everything that you deserve. And I'm like, yo, bro, and I'm apologizing knowing that I'm not in the wrong. It's something deeper than that. But I can be the bigger man. And bro, I don't want to be your friend. Like, we don't have to be friends. But if you want to do some business, we could do business. Or we don't have to do business. But I just told him, yo, just stop being disrespectful. And when I started to make my videos were more fact-based and dealing with real life situations. Like, I was showing that, his joints was like a narrative.
He was just trying to like push a narrative with a lot of things that were false.
Exactly. And he did what he needed to do. He blew up. He definitely used our platform to get where he's at, man. Congratulations to Mantime. Do I still feel some type of way or do I? No, bro. Like, we can still battle if you want to battle. We can have fun. We could give each other salams. Bro.
The fact that he has a competition or whatever that he's, doing, the fact that he's somewhat, promoting the calisthenics or whatever in any form of fashion, to me is like a good thing because we're community / building up calisthenics base. That's the whole focus. So the fact that somebody else is doing that, like, all respects to them, bro. Like, if he had a competition and it was in the same place that we happen to be, yeah, bro, we're gonna show up and we're gonna support. That's just what it's about.
Bro, I would have came to every last one of his events if I was in the city. And that's just the bottom line. Whether I like you or I don't, bro, I'm all about pushing the culture. Bro, if people were more business minded and less emotions, and that's the problem. In business, there's no emotion. If you see how these folks carry it, and y'all know who I'm talking about, bro, they will slit and cut your throat business wise and don't take it personal, and they move a certain type of way. And me, I'm not going to say I'm trying to cut or slit nobody's throat, but I'm always willing to do business and make some money and grow the sport. Initially, that is the goal. So in order to grow the sport, bro, we got to support each other. I don't necessarily rock with Mantime on that level no more. But if he's throwing an event, I'm telling the rips, yo, y'all popping out to that joint, yo, pull up to his joint, and I'm literally, and this is not no...
We not on no gang time or promotion, no negativity.
This is not a fabrication, and this is how the sport is going to grow. As we said, we're going to open up a can of worms, but then we're going to put them worms back in the can, show you how to do that. And this is how we do that. When you watch this video, bro, if you a real man, if you on man time, and I'm not talking about man time, I'm just talking about in general, then you're going to respect it, bro. You're going to respect it and be like, yo, you know what? He 100% right. Bro, we can still do business. Bro, all of that stuff is irrelevant. It's irrelevant, bro. It's not making nobody any money. And
it's not benefiting nobody. I don't want nobody to feel like, oh, you got to pick sides, yo, because, you know, you cool with him, you can't be cool with us, bro. It's not that serious, bro. We not in the streets.
I just seen a comment under, was it Simi post? And they was asking Simi
about Shredder's ops and all of that.
You chilling with Shredder's ops.
It's unbelievable.
Saying he's chilling with like dudes that's rip right, and I'm just like, bro, you know what a op is?
Like, yeah, it's on site. I'm looking for you. I'm hunting you down. But we not on that type of time, bro. We working out, bro. we have businesses. We have families, bro. We not into none of that foolishness. You know what I mean? Like, it don't make no sense. And think about it. It's all over pull-ups, push-ups, and dips.
Bro,
that's crazy.
I almost crashed out. But yeah, we're not going to go in any further on that situation. But that's the gist of the issue with Mantime. I beat him savagely and decided to eat a bag of chips. But not only that, I also posted a video about it, trolling, that he does religiously.
All the time.
And if he trolls you, you're supposed to just be okay with it, like the video, share it. But if you troll him, you know, it's, yo, you the worst person in the world. Yo, you're supposed to be a Muslim. And it's, you know, it's like you know, you damned if you do it, you damned if you don't. All right, that's it. We wrapping it up. Y'all know what time it is.
Stay tuned, stay ripped.
6-pack.
Big back, big facts. Calisthenics exposed.
All right, you got your point. It's a good pump. That's for sure. Yeah, definitely got a bicep pump. For sure.
That's solid. It's a vibe. I rock with it. I like it. It's good. Oh, 10. It's a vibe.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
You do like 4 or 5 of these, you on fire.
Yeah.
4 or 5 of these is good. It's a good focus on the rear delts, triceps, and the chest.
Yeah, bro. Love that. Yo, I'm feeling that in my shoulders, some extra bands, my lats, my triceps, obliques, everywhere, bro. I love that.
Yo,
I love it. Especially to easily hit the rear delts, medial delts, all at the same time.